Hello everyone, welcome back to Litly. In this video, we are going to discuss Riyat by Shashi Tharoor. Riyat is a novella written by Shashi Tharoor that explores the communal tensions and violence that erupted during the partition of India in 1947. The story is set in the fictional town of Zalilgarh, which is a microcosm of the larger communal tensions brewing in India during the partition. The protagonist, Priscilla Hart, a British woman, arrives in Zalilgarh to act as a social worker. She is initially naive about the political situation, but soon becomes entangled in the communal violence. Let's go to the major characters. Priscilla Hart, the protagonist, Mr. Lakshman, Geeta, Gurinder Singh, and Randy Dix. Let's move on to the character analysis. Priscilla Hart, the protagonist, an outsider who becomes entangled in the communal conflict. Also, she fell in love with Mr. Lakshman. Mr. Lakshman, a South Indian district magistrate, and fell in love with Priscilla Hart. Geeta, Lakshman's wife. Rudyard Hart, Priscilla's father, a senior executive in Coca-Cola Company in India. Randy Dix, South Asian journalist who came to India to cover the murder story of Priscilla. Gurinder Singh, superintendent of police and friend of Lakshman, who hides the scrapbook of Priscilla and her pregnancy report to save his friend. Makan Singh, one of the suspects in Priscilla's murder. Let's move on to the major themes. There are many major themes in connection to the Riyat: violence and humanity, truth and justice, complexity of identity, communalism, identity and belonging, and colonialism. Communalism, the deep-seated tensions between Hindus and Muslims. The novella explores the entire conflict between Hindus and Muslims in pre-partition India and how these tensions erupt into violence during times of political upheaval. Identity and belonging. Priscilla's journey in Zalilgarh forces her to confront her own identity as a British woman and her place in the midst of communal conflict. The characters grapple with questions of belonging and loyalty in a divided society. Violence and justice. Tharoor portrays the horrors of communal violence and its impact on human lives. The novella raises questions about the nature of humanity and the capacity for both compassion and brutality in times of crisis. Colonialism, the backdrop of British colonial rule, adds another layer of complexity to the narrative as the British authorities struggle to maintain control amidst growing unrest and demands for independence. Truth and justice. The search for truth and justice amidst the chaos of the Riyadh becomes a central theme in the story. The characters grapple with moral dilemmas and the challenges of upholding principles of justice in the divided society. Let's move on to the main events. The plot of the novel starts with the death of an American social worker, Priscilla Hart, the protagonist, during the sectarian violence in the wake of Babri Masjid agitation. Her estranged parents come to visit Zalilgarh, the place of Priscilla's death, and the story unfolds the investigation of an American journalist, Randy Dix. The book is the presentation of Priscilla-Lakshman relationship, the love affair between the two. They represent the attitudes of two different cultures where Priscilla and Lakshman, they have two different cultures. They belong to two different cultures, and the feeling towards love, sex, and the notion towards marriage, totally they have the opposite opinion in concrete terms. Let's go to the major events and themes with the mind map. As we discussed earlier, Priscilla Hart, the protagonist, and Zalilgarh, the Priscilla Hart arrives in Zalilgarh, a fictional town in India. She fell in love with Lakshman, the married man who has a 6-year-old child. The entire story discusses the Priscilla's murder investigation. Priscilla witnesses the horrors of the riots firsthand. Lakshman had the extramarital relationship with Priscilla and exclamation of violence. Riots break out in Zalilgarh. The efforts to restore order. Gurinder Singh and Mr. Lakshman, both of them, they tried hard to restore order. And Priscilla's scrapbook and pregnancy report. When Gurinder Singh came to know the pregnancy report of Priscilla nearby her dead body, he came to know the scrapbook. He hides everything because of the sake of his own friend. Resolution of the riots. Now the story, the novella Riot ends with a reflection of the cost of communal violence and the complexities of identity and belonging in a divided society. The novella serves as a poignant reminder of the enduring impact of historical traumas such as the partition of India. Through vivid storytelling, Tharoor paints a poignant picture of the tragedy and chaos that unfolds in the fictional town of Zalilgarh during the partition of India. Riot stands as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of empathy and understanding in the face of division and conflict. As usual, I'm giving you here the subtitle suggestions for your essay preparation. When you are going to write the essay for your exam or any internals, you can apply any of the subtitles which is directly connected to the entire story, which will help you to write your essay in a better way. You can go with the subtitles like Zalilgarh, Rising Tensions, Priscilla's Murder, Exclamation of Violence, Efforts to Restore Order, Priscilla's Perspective, Search for Justice, Resolution of the Riots, Colonialism, Communalism, Identity and Belonging, Violence and Justice, Colonialism, Humanity and Compassion, Resolution and Aftermath. So these are the suggestions where you can take any of the subtitles and you can use for your essay. Let's move on to the discussion queries. So these are the questions, the possible questions which has been connected to the discussion so far. When we talk about the communal tension, definitely you can expect the question in connection with communal tensions and the character of Priscilla Hart and what sort of a understanding the readers had towards the end of the novel. And we can expect the question in connection with the Priscilla and her murder, character of Priscilla and her murder, and the theme of identity and belonging, also the portrayal of communalism in the novella Riyat. Again, some more questions here. You need to talk about Gurinder Singh's character, and the character played a vital role in this story. Also, the question, we can expect the question in connection with maintaining law and order and narrative techniques and the significance of the novella's conclusion. Also, you have to go through the topic under communalism, identity, and justice. I hope this video is helpful to you. If you have any queries about the discussion, kindly share your questions in the comment box. That will be shared discussed in the separate video. Thank you all.